It's the time to get down.
Are you guys ready for some good news, some bad news, some other shit? Let's try it. Ladies and gentlemen, the time that we love so much, here it is.
Not on the screen.
The good news.
I'm just going to go like this.
I know it's right.
It's not over here. Don't worry about it. It's not here. Don't worry about it.
We don't have the screens not set up?
Yeah, nope, it's not there, man.
All right, so there you go. Well, the good news, the bad news, the other shit. Well, that's important to know, so when I show you some stuff here, it's a good thing to know that. So I head forward. Good news, bad news, other shit. One, it looks like Donald Trump will be the GOP nominee.
Wow.
It's interesting, but right now, see, it's time to kind of say that because everybody else is not in the race. There is nobody else in the race. Cruz dropped out.
Right.
Okay, Kasich dropped out before him.
What does that tell you?
That leaves the Donald as the GOP nominee. Now, if the Grand Old Party doesn't want to be known as the party of bigotry, they certainly have done everything to secure their place in history. Because everybody who's concerned about bigotry will consider them to be the party of bigotry. Now, I've had this discussion with some of my friends who are Republicans who are not bigots. And I tell them the same thing I've been saying to other folks. If you're going to support Donald Trump and you're not a bigot, at least we know that bigotry is not a deal breaker for you. It's one of those issues. It's like down there with feeding the homeless and global warming and after-school programs for disadvantaged youth. That's where that fits in for. So bigotry, you just don't give a shit, really. And that's the way it really is for a bunch of the people. When I watch the news and all that, I just get the idea. I get it. I get it. You guys have no trouble discussing Donald Trump without ever raising the word bigot at all.
Not at
because to you, it just simply is not a deal breaker. It never was, which is the issue with America in general, right? Even though now it's more now than it's ever been.
Right. Priority list, right?
A priority list. So I get it, because I'm not willing to call all Trump supporters bigots. I don't think all Trump supporters are bigots.
No, they're not.
But I think certainly, like I said, bigotry is not a deal breaker for any of them. And to support him, you have to be willing to look past his obvious bigotry.
Absolutely.
And for me, I can't do that. And I know a lot of people can, and hence the drama of the election that comes forth. Because Hillary ain't a deal maker for me either. So I don't, in fact, I'll go broader. The Clintons are not for me. And she is about as much of an insider as any of them, if not more. And I know her foreign policy, and I don't respect it. So we have a whole lot of other issues. So I'm not a Hillary supporter, and I feel for those people out there right now, Vic, who are trying. Where's people are talking about this is the worst election, and I tell them, do you think that's by accident? What if everything is going according to plans? So what if everything is actually the way it's planned on being?
Why is this different? Well, you tell me why is it different? Why is it different?
It's not different. It's the same game. It's just more obvious.
It's one of the greatest entertaining shows I've ever seen.
It is a show.
I get to see a show from the perspective of what you didn't get to see in other past elections when they say, do the deals behind the curtain. As long as you keep it behind the curtain, you know how to turn on. They always show you, here you go, cover these notes. Before you walk out there, then put on that presidential smile and say the things that have always been there that always work. Never overpromise, but always tell them what you want to fight for and keep it like that. Then somebody comes in the room, and I always say this is like an old blaxploitation film called JD's Revenge. See that? I'm just gonna go there and just go. He's coming to the room going like this. I pulled the curtain, and we're imploding. So what you're saying is the dance, which I think is always the dance behind the curtain, is just now being elevated because social media now is influencing, and the numbers and the whole thing. I say it's one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. I'm looking at their speakers.
It's so, for those of us who know, it's, so right now the latest thing is they have Donald Trump talking about, to his advisors, go, Donald, it always works, even
Right.
Machiavelli said that when you take over, give the little man a little more rice, lower his taxes a little bit for a little while, and he will welcome you. He's already doing soft-spoken talks about job creation.
Right.
You know, the poor worker out there is busting his butt and making such and such, and we're going to do something to help him. So he's already listening to some of his strategists, and you're starting to hear him do his appeal to the little man, the working man, with the promise of more jobs.
Should we tell people to go watch Old Brother Where Art Thou? Do you want to do that, man? Do you want to do that? I mean, I look at the same show. I'm going, look. It's such a great scene when the guy comes up and says, hey, look, you know, I'm part of a group. I don't need to tell you who they are, but I'm here to tell you I represent the little man. The little man got a broom. He got a broom. I just came from a rally. It's the KKK rally, but y'all already know it's a secret society.
Which is the little man.
Which is the little man.
Who we're going to take back America for.
That's right.
Take it back from whom?
That's what I
to
keep
give it
saying,
to
man.
whom? That's what I always say. Who you taking it back? Because I grew up a black man in America. I thought it was yours the whole time.
Right.
It's okay. They still do. So I'm not sure what we're talking about. Please don't give me the myth of the poor disadvantaged white person.
Right.
I don't go to hear that.
Well,
crap.
not, like I said, what is really new? It's the assumption that everybody goes, look what's what happening. I said, you know, there was a governor in the state of Alabama. There are examples of people giving you what they call, I can say this straight in your face about what this is all about. It wasn't a big deal back then.
Well,
why is it a big deal now?
No, and that's
show.
the thing that bothers me. And let me add to my comment about the disadvantaged white folks who are upset. Mm-hmm. They're talking about taking the country back from their own leadership, which was not our leadership. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you say you're taking it back, I'm going, taking what back? The leadership, which was your leadership, not ours, not people of color. You just learned that they don't give a shit about you. That's the shock of the Tea Party. I've always said was not the same as that of people of color. We knew our votes didn't care, didn't make any difference. We knew they didn't care about us.
Right.
It's the white folks who are the Tea Party who were shocked to find out that their votes. So they're mad. But I go like, so who are you mad at? Right. You're mad at the minorities,
right?
As opposed to your own leadership who took you for granted.
How do you feel about the Electoral College, man?
The Electoral College. America needs to go understand why things exist.
Right.
They exist because the founding fathers that you know of always were concerned that the average man was not intelligent enough to run government.
Nope.
And so they put it to, and you know what? He isn't. He really probably isn't. So they put stuff in.
Right.
And why do you get a lot of flack for that? Because I'll say, Mario, I'm just saying this, what your vote, you set it up. The fact that the people out there are dumb, you should have to deal with that.
Right.
They've been able to influence the American public all along. So what difference does it make how dumb they are? Because you've been able to get your agendas by because of that stupidity.
Right.
They actually believe they had a piece of the rock. Okay.
Okay. Well,
again, enough of that. On a happier note, my alma mater, Howard University, actually was chosen by the president to speak at the commencement. So Barack Obama, our President Barack Obama, went to Howard and did the commencement speech, and I think we're going to actually show it at the end of this, Vic. We may show it stream it because I found some spots.
I have to give it to applause, man.
Take a look.
Got to give you props, man. Because this is flying right in your face.
Howard University, President Barack Obama.
America is a better place today than it was when I graduated from college.
Give you a little tidbit.
Let me repeat. America is by almost every measure better than it was when I graduated from college. It also happens to be better off than when I took office, but that's a longer story. What would have happened if you had turned out at 50, 60, 70% all across this country? People try to make this political thing really complicated. They're like, well, what kinds of reforms do we need, and how do we need to do that, and what? You know what? Just vote. It's math.
Well, I don't really agree with all that.
If you have more votes than the other guy, you get to do what you want.
Yeah.
You will have the responsibility to speak up in the face of injustice. But listen, engage. If the other side has a point, learn from them. If they're wrong, rebut them, teach them, beat them on the battlefield of ideas. And you might as well start practicing now, because one thing I can guarantee you, you will have to deal with ignorance, hatred, racism, foolishness, trifling folks. I promise you, you will have to deal with all that at every stage of your life.
All right, you guys, that's the president. Ooh, the president. Oh! That's the president at Howard University. Got to give it up. That's my alma mater. I'm a proud member of the class of 1977. Howard University. 77. They say shit. 77.
I'm not saying anything, man.
Got to get up for the president speaking at Howard University. And again, we got to say to everybody out there, now get ready for this election, because now you know it's going to be Trump versus, I guess, Hillary, but I'll be doing my vote. Looks like I'm voting for Bernie. I don't care if it's a losing cause. Gotta make a statement. Good news. Bad news. And all that other shit. But